Greetings, everybody, and welcome finally into Lawrence-Dumont Stadium in Wichita, Kansas. It's time for Hutchinson Community College Baseball on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. The next step to Grand Junction begins right here as the number 3 ranked Blue Dragons take on the Kansas City, Kansas Community College Blue Devils in the opening round of the Region 6 tournament. Steve Carpenter with you, Nathan Light on the camera. So we're going to try to get this thing done. Starting a little bit late, about an hour and 10 minutes late. 2 games already in the books. Neosho County and Cali have already won games. Neosho County defeated Barton 5-2. Then in 10 innings, Cali defeated a game Fort Scott team by the score of 7-5. Again, that one going in extra innings. So those 2 winners will square off tomorrow. Those 2 losers will battle to stay alive in an elimination game. Here, the Blue Dragons look for a little bit of redemption. It was 1 year ago exactly this time where Kansas City defeated Hutchinson 4-2 in an opening round matchup. And Hutchinson fell into the loser's bracket and only played 2 more games before bowing out. This Blue Dragon team, though, riding a 19-game winning streak. A 19-game winning streak. And that is a school record. They are the Jayhawk West champions, and they look for bigger and better things. Hutchinson looking to go to Grand Junction for the first time in school history, or for the first time since 2010, third time in school history. And, of course, we've made many mentions back to that 2010 team, and that started right here. I will tell you stories throughout the day on just exactly how that 2000 team went. First base coach Jamel Cervantes was a starting center fielder on that team. Toby Corneo was reserve on that team. And many special moments from that game. But that was 7 years ago. The 2017 Blue Dragons are trying to get into that. We won't have a pregame chat with Ryan Schmidt. We will have that back tomorrow. Your starting pitchers today for the Blue Dragons is right-hander Nolan Hoffman. He'll be opposed by right-hander Jacob Pearl for the Blue Devils. Pearl coming in with an 8-2 record. Nolan Hoffman coming in with a record of 7-1. This will be Hoffman's second Region 6 start. He took the loss last year against these same Blue Devils. So the Blue Dragons look to get Region 6 started on a little better note than they did 1 year ago. Tremendous offense, one of the best in country, against a pretty good defensive team in the Kansas City, Kansas Blue Devils. When we come back, the starting lineups and more, you're listening to Blue Dragon Baseball on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. Welcome back to welcome back to Lawrence-Dumont Stadium, everybody. Never fails. The first time out here, I always get that screwed up. Steve Carpenter with you as the Blue Dragons get set to take on the Blue Devils. Hutchinson will be the guest team on the scoreboard despite having a higher seed. That is because everything is back to coin flip in the Region 6 tournament. Same thing what they do out in Grand Junction for the World Series. So the Blue Dragons will be the guest team today on the scoreboard. Kansas City will have the last at bat. Both teams are 40-win teams. Hutchinson 45-11, KCK 40-19. Hutchinson swept Labette in 2 games last week at Hobart Detter Field. Kansas City needed 3 games to dispatch Garden City, winning 7-6 in the third and decisive game that week in Kansas City. So let's give you the starting lineups. First for the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Blue Dragons, led by Ryan Schmidt in his 5th season. Shane Cooper will lead it off and play shortstop. Batting second will be the second baseman, Michael Hellman. Bobby Morganson bats third and plays left field. Nolan Hackle is the center fielder. He bats in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth is Brady Hoover at first base. Batting sixth is Caden Doge, the third baseman. Designated hitter Wyatt Davis, the hottest dragon of them all, bats seventh. Batting eighth will be the catcher Scott Wolverton. And right fielder Brock Schaefer bats ninth. Nolan Hoffman, the sophomore from Lincoln, Nebraska, comes in with a 7-1 record, a 4.19 ERA. He's the starting pitcher for the Blue Dragons. So for Ryan Schmidt's Hutchinson team, it is Cooper, Hellman, Morganson, Hackle, Hoover, Doge, Davis, Wolverton, Schaefer, and Nolan Hoffman on the mound. For Kansas City, they were 4th in the Jayhawk East, but a very sophomore-dominated lineup. If you're with us last year during this game, you'll hear many names that are familiar to you. Leading off will be the speedy Albert Woodard. He plays shortstop. Tyler Pittman bats second. He's at center field. One of the best hitters in the nation, and Alex Phillips bats third. He plays first base. Rory Combs is a designated hitter, batting fourth. Chase Reddick bats fifth and plays right field. The second baseman is Easton Fortuna. He bats sixth. Josh Schumacher bats seventh. He plays left field. Brendan Green is the third baseman. He bats eighth. And catcher Adam North bats ninth. Jacob Pearl is the starting pitcher for Matt Goldbeck's team. He's a sophomore, 8-2 with a 4.58 earned run average. So for the Blue Devils, it is Woodard, Pittman, Phillips, Combs, Reddick, Fortuna, Schumacher, Green, and North, and Jacob Pearl on the mound. Managers meeting is just about complete. KCK is about to take the field, and we'll be underway momentarily. Again, getting you caught up on the first 2 games of the day. Fort Scott, in the game previous to this one, Fort Scott rallied and had with 2 runs in the bottom of the ninth and had the winning run at third base with 2 out, but ultimately fell to Cowley, the Jayhawk East champ, 7-5 in 10 innings. And in the first game of the day, in a game that took a nice, crisp 1 hour and 59 minutes to complete, it was Neosho County defeating Barton 5-2. Coming up after this one will be Johnson County and Dodge City. Johnson County number 14, but they'll be the visiting team. And in fact, the way it worked out of the coin flips last night, all 4 of the higher seeded teams lost the flips. So out of that, they're 1-1. Neosho County was the lower seeded team. They won. And then Fort Scott was the lower seeded team. They dropped an extra innings decision. So Matt Pearl, check that, Jacob Pearl. Let's get the full numbers on him. Pearl is out of Kansas City, Missouri, 6'3", 225-pound sophomore, making his 14th start, 8-2 with 2 complete games, a 4.58 earned run average. Pearl was 74 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 68 hits, 43 runs, 38 of those earned. He has struck out 82 and walked 39. He has allowed 4 home runs. It is 72 degrees here at Lawrence-Dumont Stadium. The wind has kind of died down. We had a nice soft breeze out of the north. That'll probably be switching around to the south tomorrow. Right now, the Dragons, again, number 4 in the country in home runs with 91. The wind has died down. We have not seen a home run in the first 2 games of this tournament. So we'll see how the Blue Dragons can handle it. They will face a pitching staff, the Blue Dragons will, that has a team ERA of 4.73. Your umpires for today: at third base, Doug Thrasher; at first base, Sasha Sanguinetti; and behind the plate, Corey Funk. Hutchinson is hitting .347 as a team. And some staggering numbers. In fact, the Blue Dragons, with their next win, ties the all-time, let me check that, 46 wins or 48 wins. Right, that number right off the top of my head. We'll get to that later. First of all, let's get the game won, and then we'll worry about the numbers later. Here's sophomore Shane Cooper to lead it off. 52 average, 8 home runs, 49 RBIs. Thanks for joining us on the Blue Dragon Sports Network for Region 6 Baseball, and here we go. First pitch of the game is taken high and outside, ball 1. Coop's been hitting leadoff all year for the Dragons. That pitch misses inside. Last week against Labette in that 2-game series, Cooper was 5 for 9 with a double and 3 RBIs. Cooper also scored 4 runs, so he really set the plate nicely for Ryan Schmidt's team. There's a swing and a foul ball out of play. 2-1 the count. Asymmetrical ballpark. Well, in terms of the outfield fence, it's 330 right down the lines, but they drop off very quickly. 385 at the Wells in right and left center field. And that fastball from Pearl's in there for a strike, and it's 2-2. 400 to dead center. Who can ever forget that 400 sign in 2005? Randy Dirks made a huge catch. There's a line shot up the middle for a base hit. Good start for Hutchinson. The pitch was up, and Coop sent it right back up the box. And that'll bring up the nation's leading hitter in Michael Hellman, hitting .505. A Blue Dragon record 106 hits, 17 home runs, 72 RBIs. And we'll get to a lot of his numbers as the evening wears on. They are some staggering numbers in terms of not only the Blue Dragon records, but the conference records as well. Pitch taken outside from Pearl, ball 1. Also Hellman, a very adept bunter. Third baseman Brandon Green already at the edge of the grass. This is an all-artificial turf surface here at Lawrence-Dumont Stadium. That was changed back in 2011. The pitch. Hellman takes low for ball 2. Right now, Michael Hellman, number 1 in the NJCAA in batting average with a .505 record, number 1 in hits, number 5 in runs scored with 95. Number 2 in the NJCAA at on-base percentage of .588. That just scratches the surface. There's a strike from Pearl outside corner, 2-1. Of course, Hutchinson's single season and hits record holder now. Mike just 5 hits away from becoming the first Dragon ever with 200 career hits. The pitch. Ground ball, diving stop by Green. He can't bob. That'll be an infield single for Hellman, and the Dragons have a couple on to start. A diving stop by Brandon Green, but he couldn't come up with it. Here's Bobby Morganson. Morganson just a couple of RBIs shy of tying the single season record. Takes a changeup. Nothing in 1 to Bobby. Morganson hitting .379 for the year, 10 home runs, 84 RBIs. And is number 4 in the nation. The pitch. Morganson watches the pitch bounce in. Actually, they're going to call that an error. On Hellman. I'm not the official scorer for this game, so. But either way. Pitch taken outside, 2-1. Last week, Morganson was 3 for 8, had a double and a home run, 5 driven in against Labette. When you look at his overall numbers, his game-by-game numbers, he didn't really have a great start, just swing and a miss on the changeup, and it's now 2-2. He didn't get off to a big-time start driving in runs. He only had 3 RBIs through his first 7 games and then just went on a tear and hasn't stopped since. Cooper at second, Hellman at first, the pitch to Morganson. He got him swinging. 1 away for the cleanup hitter, center fielder Nolan Hackle. The sophomore from Lincoln, Nebraska. Hackle hitting .347 with 66 hits, 9 home runs, 38 driven in, 15 doubles, 4 triples, slugging .611, on base at .414. Swing and a miss. Cooper and Hellman have set the plate, but right now the Dragons coming up empty with Morganson and Hackle. There's 4 swings and misses produced by Pearl. The pitch. Slider taken low and in, close pitch, and it's 1-1. Since this tournament went to this format in 2004, where the 8 first-round sub-regional winners would come here to Wichita, this is only the 3rd time that Hutch and KCK have met. Ball pulled foul, and Jamel Cervantes. Good thing Denny Steckline is not here, or the tweet would have already been produced. Something to the effect that Mel committed his 167th conference leading error from the first base coach's box. 1-2 the count to Hackle, the pitch way high, 2-2. Kansas City is 2-0 over the Blue Dragons in postseason play since 2004. The game last year 4-2, and then a 5-4 loss back in 2007. And that was an elimination game knocking out the Blue Dragons. The pitch. Hackle takes a pitch low and in, and it's a full count. So might we see Ryan Schmidt start the runners with a full count and only 1 out? Hack with 22 strikeouts this year. Adam North, a good strong arm behind the plate, so we'll see how Schmidt plays it. Runners do not go, and Hackle fouls one off. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 4, and the Dragons have them loaded. They appeal down, and that swing the appeal wasn't given. So now the Dragons have him loaded for Brady Hoover, playing right here in his hometown. Hoover, the third-year sophomore, hitting .323, 12 home runs, 43 RBIs. Dragons hitting .349 with the bases loaded. Good hack from Hoover, and he fouls it back to the screen. Hoover last week two for 9. No extra base hits. The pitch. Upstairs, 1-1. 23 pitches for Pearl so far. The pitch. Little check swing. That is a foul ball. So a break for the Dragons. That would have been a pretty easy double play. Adam North not 100% sure. But that check swing tapper right at the plate called foul. So Brady Hoover gets new life. Cooper singled. Hellman reached on an error. Hackle walked. Bases loaded, 1 out for the Dragons. Top of the first. Caden Doge is on deck. Throwing out of the windup. Now time called by Hoover as Pearl's taking too long. Pearl's going to go out of the windup with the bases loaded. Here's the payoff. High chopper, pull foul past third. Probably not as large a Blue Dragon contingent here tonight, since there's that little thing known as Blue Dragon graduation or HEC graduation going on at the sports arena. Expected a huge crowd tomorrow, especially if the Dragons can get this victory. Once again, the 3-2 to Hoof. High ball 4, or check that, high 1 or 2-2. Got a little ahead of myself. Dragons have a chance to jump on top. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chased one out of the zone now. Bases loaded, 2 away. That'll bring up third baseman Caden Doge. Doge hitting .300 for the year with 60 hits, 10 home runs, 44 RBIs. And you would think this young man coming into this ballpark would be very, very focused. He had a really rough Region 6 tournament last year. A lot of eyes on him with all the home runs he hit as a freshman. Time calls, Pearl's taking too long again. Last week against Labette, 1 for 7. A home run for Doge. It was a big one. Turned out to be the game winner in game 2. Fastball just misses inside to Doge. It's 1-0. Caden will be playing next year at Tulane University in New Orleans, going back to his home state of Louisiana. The wind in the pitch. Way high, 2-0. Just sense Caden's been playing with a lot of weight on his shoulder this entire year. He's had a good year numbers-wise. He's had an exceptional year. He had to try to live up to it from his freshman year, and I think sometimes he pushed a little too hard. High 3-0. So Doge can be very select here. A bad one out of the zone forces in a run. So he's got a couple of pitches to play with. Pearl into the wind, the 3-0. There's a strike, and it's 3-1. Still, Caden has the advantage in the count and can select his pitch only. Pearl's got to come to him, or it's a run. The pitch. A swing and a high drive to right field, playable though for Chase Reddick. And the Dragons leave him loaded to start the first. No runs, a hit, an error, and 3 left on. We've completed a half inning. It's Hutchinson nothing, and the Kansas City coming up. Staff ace Nolan Hoffman taking his warm-up tosses. The sophomore from Lincoln Southeast High School in Lincoln, Nebraska, coming with a 7-1 record, making his 13th start, a 4.19 earned run average. Nolan's tossed 4 complete games and 2 shutouts in 2017. Hoff with a team-high 68 2/3 innings pitched, 65 hits, 38 runs, 32 earned. He has struck out a team-high 76 and walked 31, opponents hitting 246. He is the career strikeout leader in Blue Dragon baseball history. He'll face Albert Woodard, 375 average, 468 on-base percentage. He's also stolen 25 bases, so it'd be big to keep him off the bases, and it's strike one from Hoffman. The pitch. Strike two. Chop to the right side. Hellman charges. He's got it, and there's one away. Woodard, a good one to keep off the bases if you're a Blue Dragon. One away for the center fielder, Tyler Pittman. Pittman, a freshman, hitting .398 for the year. 3 home runs, 36 RBIs. Pittman with 76 total hits. Hitting from the right side. Hoff's pitch is a strike. As a team, KCK hitting .329. They have hit 43 home runs. Scored 408 runs. That pitch fouled back. There's 603 total hits. Ranked number 7 in the nation. The 0-2 from Hoffman. High chopper. Cooper charges. He's got it. Pours it across. And he's safe. An infield single. Coop had no chance to throw him out. It was a high chopper on this turf. And the good speed of Pittman beats it out for KCK's first hit. 1 on, 1 out for Alex Phillips. A .421 hitter on the year with 82 hits. Team high 10 home runs, 71 driven in. So Hoff working out of the stretch for the first time. Good fastball from Hoffman at strike one. After the first inning last week against Labette, where Hoffman gave up a run, he was throwing a lot of secondary pitches. He finally made up his mind to start rocketing that fastball, which tops between 89 and 92. Hoff's 0-1. Inside, got him off the plate a little bit, and it's a ball on a strike to Phillips. Phillips will be in the mention for Jayhawk East Player of the Year. Conference teams will come out on Wednesday after the completion of this tournament. The 0-1. Foul back. And it's 1-2. Nathan Light, my cameraman, is normally used to having a net in front of him, so he's not used to this wide open press box. He looked a little jumpy on that one. 1-2 to Phillips. Hoffman comes set. Runner goes. High chopper fielded by Hoover. Only play will be to tag out the runner. Did he miss him? Nope. Sasha Sanguinetti calls the out. Kind of an odd play. But Phillips out 3 unassisted. Pittman goes to second. So a runner in scoring position, 2 away for the designated hitter, Rory Combs. Combs hitting .395 for the year, 4 home runs, 21 driven in. He has 47 total hits, hitting from the left side. The pitch. In on the hands, it's pulled foul, or slice foul, excuse me. Combs playing in his 42nd game This is Casey K's 60th. Casey K in Neosho County, who played as many games in the country. This is game number 57 for Hutchinson. Hoffman gives a look and now delivers the 0-1. Fastball misses just a hair low, maybe a bit outside, and it's 1-1. Pitching breakdown for Nolan Hoffman. He's giving up an average of 264 against lefties, 242 against right-handed batters. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Took a little something off. Hoffman heading the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dragons loaded him up in the top of the first and couldn't punch any across. Combs has a 2-out RBI opportunity here, but trails in the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3, and that ends the inning. Hoffman gets his first strikeout. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We've completed 1 at the Region 6 tournament in Wichita. Dragons nothing and the Devils nothing. Welcome back to Lawrence-Dumont Stadium, everybody. Steve Carpenter with you on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. Nathan Light on the camera. We're one of the few Blue Dragons that didn't get to go to graduation, which is tonight. I think we're both okay with our situation right now. So, Wyatt Divis, Scott Wolverton, and Brock Schaefer steps up here in the top of the second against Jacob Pearl. He left the bases loaded. Divis, one of the hottest hitters in the nation right now. He takes outside ball 1. Divis now second on the team and hitting at .403 with 56 hits, 9 home runs, 55 RBIs. 10-game hitting streak for Divis. Good swing, he fouls it back. Divis in his 10-game hitting streak is hitting .667, 18 for 27. But that's not even half the story of how hot he is. Here's the 1-1. In the dirt, 2-1. Wyatt Divis on March 18th was hitting .215. Over his last 26 games, Divis hitting .568, 42 for 74. Swings and misses a little bit late on that Pearl fastball, and it's 2-2. Amongst those 42 hits, 13 doubles, 6 home runs, 38 RBIs, slugging .986, and has a .663 on-base percentage. No pressure there. Called strike 3 outside corner. So Pearl gets his third strikeout. It's 1 away here in the second for catcher Scott Wolverton. Scott Wolverton running a 7-game hitting streak, 7 for 17 over that stretch. That's a .412 average. Wolverton hitting .330 for the year with 35 hits, 5 home runs, 25 RBIs, and Pearl starts him off with a strike on the outside corner. Ever since Wolverton took that foul tip on a bunt attempt against Barton, right in the mouth, He's been hitting a lot better than before. I have not done the breakdown. Strike 2 called. Right now, it appears Corey Funk has a fairly wide strike zone. Hope he keeps it for both teams. No score, top of the second. The Dragons are the guest team in this one, despite having the higher seed. Outside 1-2. Run rules are a little bit different than in years past. They are following Grand Junction rules at the World Series. 10 after 5 innings, 8 after 7. The pitch. Strike 3. Went around. That is now 4 strikeouts for Pearl, 2 in a row. 2 up, 2 down for the right fielder, Brock Schaefer. Schaefer right down the road in Andover. 254 average for Brock, 16 hits, a home run, 7 RBIs. He's a guy that makes things happen, pulls that one foul. No easy ones when you get to this point. Fort Scott was one of the road teams that advanced to Wichita and pushed Cali hard. Changeup misses outside from Pearl, and it's 1-1 to Schaefer. Schaefer 1 for 7 last week against Labette, scored a run. Went lifted to the left field. Schumacher coming on near the line. He's got it, and the Dragons go very quietly. 1-2-3 in the top of the second inning. We head to the bottom of the second. No score from Wichita. Welcome back to Wichita, everybody. Steve Carpenter with you. No score through an inning and a half. Kansas City comes up.
Leading off with the crew, right fielder number 20, Chase Reddick.
Chase Reddick, Easton Fortuna, and Josh Schumacher 5, 6, and 7 against Nolan Hoffman. He gave up a hit and had a strikeout in the first inning, and it's ball 1 to Reddick. Reddick, one of the players in last year's game. In fact, if I recall, he had one of the bigger hits in that game, a 4-2 KCK win. Ground ball to short, big hop for Cooper, who backhands it, pours it across to Brady Hoover in time for the first out. Now second baseman, Easton Fortuna. Fortuna hitting .332, 372 on base percentage. Fortuna with a home run, 61 total hits, and 31 RBIs. Pitch taken low, ball 1. Hoff last week got the win. Went 8 innings, struck out 6, gave up 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned against Labette. There's a high chopper to the left side. Doge fields, throws, and gets him. Nice play by Caden. Coop wasn't going to have a chance to get him playing deep, but it was Caden Doge who cut the angle, fielded it on the short hop, and then threw a strike to Brady Hoover to retire Fortuna for the second out of the inning. Now the left fielder, Josh Schumacher, hitting from the left side. Schumacher hitting .363, 3 home runs, 31 RBIs. Pitch taken outside, ball 1. A very spongy surface here at Lawrence-Dumont. Not like the old AstroTurf. Off misses low, 2-0. Back before the change was made, in fact, Hutchinson's 2010 Region 6 championship team was the last team to play on that turf as far as college baseball goes. Now 3-0 to Schumacher. It was an old-fashioned AstroTurf infield and natural grass outfield. There's a strike, and it's 3-1 to Schumacher. 2011, when they went to all turf, the only thing that's dirt is the pitcher's mound. The batter's boxes are the synthetic dirt. 3-1 from Hoff. Strike called. Schumacher chucks his bat. Now he's got to retrieve it and face a 3-2 pitch from Nolan Hoffman. So from 3-0 back to full. Bases empty, 2 away here in the bottom of the second. No score. Hard hit ball to left field. Morganson has it measured, and he's got it to end the inning. And the Devils go 3 up and 3 down. We head to the third, no score. Dragons hit top half of the third, no score. Opening round of the Region 6 tournament. Neosho County and Cali opening round winners in the first 2 games. They'll face each other tomorrow at 4 p.m. in the first winners bracket semifinal. Tomorrow morning at 10, the Barton Cougars and Fort Scott Greyhounds will battle in an elimination game. Dragons bring up top of the order, Cooper, Hellman, and Morganson. Hutch loaded him up in the first on a hit, error, and walk against Jacob Pearl. Coop number 2 all-time in career hits in Hutch history. There's a strike at the knees. Coop for 1 season held the single season hits record. Cooper had 96 hits as a freshman 1 year ago, and that's been surpassed by his double play mate, Michael Hellman, this year. Ball 2. Coop number 7 in the NJCAA in runs scored. That's second in the Jayhawk Conference behind one Michael Hellman. The pitch, way outside. 2-1. Coop now with 173 career hits. There's a strike. Coop didn't think so. It's 2-2. So the big zone by Corey Funk continues to be exhibited. Coop had a 14-game hitting streak earlier this year. Currently in a 4-game streak, 9 for 17. Ground ball to the left side, charging is the third baseman, Green. High throw, and the ball's dropped. That'll be an error on the third baseman. The Kuba board with KCK's second error of the game. And now Michael Hellman steps in. More numbers on Michael. And again, these are staggering numbers for this young man out of Lincoln Pius X. He had a streak this year of reaching base in 45 consecutive games. That streak is 20 games longer than Caden Doge's 25. That's amazing. The pitch to Michael. Backhanded stop outside from the catcher North, and it's 1-0. Hellman has 36 multi-hit games, 22 hits, 13 3-hits, 3 4-hit games, 23 multiple RBI games. The pitch taken high, and it's 2-0. Michael is also moving in on a couple of Jayhawk Conference records. He ranks third in conference history in total hits. Don't think he'll get number 1, but he should move in the number. He's 3 hits away from moving into number 2, past Corey Patton. Mike takes that one a little bit low, and it's 3-0 with Bobby Morganson on deck. Hellman ranks number 2 in runs scored in conference history with 95 runs. 3-0's in there from Pearl for a strike. He's now reached 53 pitches through 2+ innings. The right-hander comes set and delivers. Low ball 4. The Dragons have 2 on to start the third. For Bobby Morganson. Morganson had the same situation in the first and struck out. From about April 1 on, I've been tracking this a little bit closer. Pitch to Morganson. He's taking low ball 1. We've said really since April 1st that Morganson is a kind of against the book hitter. He hits lefties better than righties. Predominantly throughout the history of baseball, that's the other way around. 2-0 to Morganson. Bobby Morganson against left-handed pitching this year, hitting .431 against righties. Almost 80 points less at .359. Still impressive .359 batting average. But to have that disparity and have it reversed is kind of an amazing number in and of itself. With runners on this year, Morganson hitting .431. With runners in scoring position, now 39 of 99. That's a .395 average. There's a strike at the belt outside corner, 2-1. Each team has had runners in scoring position, although the Blue Dragons have had the better scoring opportunity. Pearl checks the runner at second. Now delivers a strike to Morganson. That was a good pitch, and it's 2-2. Figuring first time on this stage, and the stage keeps getting bigger. Morganson, a freshman, probably feeling a little nervous. Pearl comes set now, delivers. High chopper along first, but it's going to go foul. There is a slope on this infield toward the seats. So anything that goes right down the line will almost instantly go foul. Although that slope tapers off a little bit on the fair side. We've seen some bunts over the years that roll right along the brown part on the fair side of the line, stay fair. 2-2 to Bobby. That's up the middle, and coming onto the center field, it's down for a hit. The runners had to hold, and the Dragons have the bases loaded with nobody outs on the second hit of the game for Hutchinson. Coop had to wait. There's no way he was going to score on that. He had to make sure the ball was going to drop before he advanced. So good base running by the Dragons, and that'll be Nolan Hackle. Dragons hit for with bases loaded for the second time tonight. First pitch to Hack. Changeup swung on and missed. Hack walked his first time up, and that loaded the bases in the first. Hackle with bases loaded this year. 2 for 7. That's a 286 average. The pitch. Little roller along third, and that's just what I said. It instantly took the left-hand turn foul, and Hackle finds himself in an 0-2 hole. Right below us in the seats, you can hear Blue Dragon Athletic Director Josh Gooch. He's here with his dad, taking in a ball game on a beautiful night in Wichita. 0-2 to Hackle. Here's the pitch. Tap foul again. The Dragons have loaded him up for the second time in 3 innings. Once you get to this portion of the season, you have to put the foot down. You cannot waste chances. The pitch. A little bit low. The Blue Devils wanted that pitch, didn't get it. You can see Pearl with a little bit of consternation. He takes a walk behind the rubber and now gets back aboard. So a close pitch goes the way of Hackle and the count 1-2. Slider low and in, 2-2. The pitch count for Jacob Pearl has reached 65 now through 2+ innings. Pearl was 8-2 with a 4.3 ERA coming in. The pitch. Hackle fights that one off. Brady Hoover's next. Infield a double play, depth up the middle of the pitch. Hackle swings and fouls another one off. That's 4 consecutive 2-strike pitches that Nolan has stayed alive. And a cloud in the sky. It's an absolutely delightful evening on this Friday in Wichita. The pitch. High pop. Shallow right. Will the infield fly roll be called? Second baseman Easton Fortuna makes the catch. And there's one away. The infield fly was not called. But now it's bases loaded, 1 out for Brady Hoover. Hoover struck out with the bases loaded his first time up. Hoover now 1 for 6 in bases loaded situations. And you hope, if you're a Blue Dragon, that you can at least scratch one across here. Because if you leave the bases loaded 2 out of 3 innings, that self-doubt starts creeping in a little bit. The pitch. Good swing from Brady. It's fouled back to the mat behind. 0-1. Caden Doge is next. Bottom line is the Dragons don't want to leave them loaded without scoring a run. Again, line shot, left field, that's a base hit. Cooper scores. Here comes Hellman flying around third. He will score, and the Dragons lead it 2-0. Brady Hoover, the third-year sophomore, drives in, runs 44 and 45, and the Hutchinson Blue Dragons break out on top. Morganson stops at second. Cooper and Hellman both score. and Hutchinson leads it 2-0. So no more talk about squandering another chance. Now Caden Doge, the batter. And then strike one to Caden. Caden popped up to shallow right in his first at bat. The pitch. Well hit ball to right field, but playable though. Ball not traveling today. The right fielder Reddick makes the catch. Tagging and going to third is Morganson, now trying to move up as the ball gets away. No error will be charged as Hoover moved up on the throw. So Doge moves the runners up. Now it's second and third, 2 out for Wyatt Divis. Divis took a called third his first time up. Wyatt Divis in 2-out situations, and the Dragons excelled last week. 11 2-out RBIs in that series last week. Hutchinson hitting .341 with 207 2-out hits, 192 2-out RBIs. Brady Hoover's 2-run singles giving the Dragons a 2-0 lead. Changeup misses low and outside, ball one to Wyatt. Coming up on the 6 o'clock hour. Check of the runner, now the pitch. It's a ground ball up the middle. Fortuna to his right. Fields throws and gets him, and that'll do it. But the Dragons get a 2-run single by Brady Hoover. 1 run is earned, the other not. Regardless, 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on. The Dragons have stranded 5 through 3. We go to the bottom of the third. Hutchinson 2 and KCK nothing. Brady Hoover with a 2-run, 1-out single on top of the third. Cracks the scoreboard for Hutchinson. They lead KCK 2-0. That is one thing they did not do against the Blue Devils last year. KCK jumped out on top. The Dragons tied it, but ultimately lost it and never had the lead. Their baseman, Brandon Green, first pitch swinging. He pulls a foul past third. Green, North, and top of the order, Woodard here in the third against Nolan Hoffman. 1 strikeout to his credit through 2 innings, 25 pitches. Ground ball left side, deep short, stopped by Cooper. Fields throws and got him. What a play by Coop. Deep into the hole, a la Alcides Escobar, and he makes a one hop to Hoover for the first out. Nice play by Shane Cooper to retire Brandon Green, and now the catcher Adam North steps in. North hitting .171 for the year. 6 total hits, 4 RBIs, and he gets hit with the first pitch. That's about the last thing that Nolan Hoffman wanted to do, was plunk the 9-hole hitter and bring up the top of the order. Albert Woodard will be the batter.
Shortstop number 3,
Woodard grounded out to second baseman Michael Hellman his first time. So Hoff hits his ninth batter of the year. Fastball from Hoffman, outside, ball one. How big's that play by Cooper right now? That could have been 2 on, nobody out. Hoff's pitch lifted to center field. To his right is Hackle. Now in a few steps, he's got it for out number 2. Denny Steckline will join me tomorrow. Denny doesn't know this yet, but he gets to do the pregame talk with Ryan Schmidt. He's at graduation now. And on a serious note, congratulations to all the Hutch CC graduates, including all the athletes who are going to walk tonight. You're all very proud of your academic and athletic accomplishments at Hutchinson Community College. There's a shot down the left field line that's going to hook foul by Tyler Pittman. A lot of the Blue Dragon athletes are going to walk tonight. Wish them all the best in their future endeavors as they complete this phase of their career. Runner at first, 2 away, bottom of the third, 2-0 Hutch. Foul back by Pittman, and it's 0-2. Hoff claimed the staff ace role very early in his freshman season. And came up with kind of a sore back late in last season. We purposely sat down against Longview to give him some rest. Here's the pitch. Hit down the right field line, but it's going to hook foul and will reach the hardball cafe. Hoff will pitch next year at Texas A&M. Also, a lot of people looking at him to be drafted. MLB Network has already contacted us about footage of Nolan Hoffman. Here's the 0-2 to Pittman. Ground ball left side, fielded by Coop. They go to Hellman for the fourth, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We've completed 3 at Lawrence-Dumont Stadium. Hutchinson 2 and KCK nothing. We'll be back with you again tomorrow. We don't know what time yet. Will either be the 1 o'clock game or the 7 o'clock game, and we prefer the 7 o'clock game. Good start for the Dragons through the first 3 innings. Brady Hoover's 2-run, 1-out single has given Hutch a 2-0 lead over KCK. And it'll be Wolverton, Schaefer, and Cooper 8-9-1 in the fourth inning against Jacob Pearl, who's thrown a ton of pitches already. 72 pitches through 3 innings. That's an average of 24 per inning. Scott Wolverton struck out his first time. Pearl has struck out 4, walked 1, allowed 2 runs, 1 earned, and 3 hits. Changeup is swung on and missed by Wolverton. That's a ball, and it's now 1-1. Scott, one of the many Huskers in this Blue Dragon team, 2-1 now. 10 on the roster at the start of the year. All 10 are still on the roster, although been a couple of injuries. That's a pitch popped back and out of play, and it's 2-2. Wolverton was 4 for 7 last week with a double, 2 runs scored against Labatt. 7-game hitting streak. He's 7 for his last 17. He swings and misses and strikes out for the second time tonight. That's the 5th strikeout for Jacob Pearl. There's one away here in the Dragon 4th for right fielder Brock Schaefer.
Right fielder number 24, Brock Schaefer.
Brock flew out to left field his first time up. He turned in 2 incredible catches. One's toward the gap left center field, and it will drop for a hit. Brock's heading for 2, and he's in safely with the head first dive with a hustle double. Thing just kind of hung up. Schumacher and Pittman got over there, but Brock Schaefer never stopped, headed around first. He put the head down and slid in with a double. For Schaefer, that is his 3rd double of the year, 4th extra base hit, and now it's back to the top of the order in Shane Cooper, who now has a 5-game hitting streak. The pitch. Strike called. Next pitch by Pearl will beat his 80th. Once again, welcome for joining us this evening on the Blue Dragon Sports Network, and welcome to all those Blue Devil fans who are checking in with us. A little bit low to Cooper, and it's 1-1. Cooper's had 25 multi-hit games this year. He had a streak of 21. In fact, he's on a 21. Now it's 22. 22-game streak of reaching base. Good swing by Coop, and he fouls it back to the screen. Dragons have had some good swings against Pearl. Coop only 9 errors this year and 210 chances coming in. That's All-American type stuff right there. He was a freshman All-American. Fouls that one off to the right. He remains 1-2. The Dragons up and down the order tonight have done well fighting off some tough two-strike pitches from Pearl. Hoove hadn't extended a bat, finally got the hit. Hackle hadn't extended a bat. That pitch just off the plate wide. It was a curveball. Now it's 2-2 to Cooper. Runner at second, one away. Schaefer with a hustle double. The pitch. That one goes past the catcher and back to the screen. On the wild pitch, Brock Schaefer moves up to 3rd. And every time a Blue Dragon moves up on a wild pitch, it always brings me back to the winner's bracket final in 2010. Bottom of the 13th inning, tied 4-4, and Andrew Dixon scores the winning run from second base on a wild pitch. It was part of that magical 2010 postseason run. Now the payoff to Coop. Inside, ball 4. Coop on base for the third time.
Second baseman, number 1.
And now Michael Hellman steps in. Hellman has reached on an error and has walked, scored a run. Pearl 3 in the third innings pitch, 4 hits, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. So the Dragons with a chance to widen the gap a little bit. They lead 2-0 here in the top of the fourth. And KCK will have the last at bat based on a coin flip last night. Hellman shows bunt but takes strike 1. Good speed on the bases. The Dragons this year have been very adept. They have executed 8 double steals this year. Good speed on the paths, and Cooper out to bunt along first. The play will come home, and the runner's out at the plate. That was a close play. The first baseman, Phillips, who was playing tight anyway, looking bunt. Ryan Schmidt's going to come up. It almost looked like the hand got between the catcher's legs and in safely. This will not be an argument that Ryan Schmidt will win. So Shaver is cut down at the plate 3-2. And now it's first and second with 2 out for Bobby Morganson. Morganson sharply singled to center field his last time up, 1 for 2. The Dragons have out-hit KCK 4-1. The Devils have committed 2 errors. The pitch bounces in, gets away from the catcher. Another wild pitch charged to Pearl. And now it's 2 in scoring position with 2 out as Cooper goes up to third. Hellman to second. So 2 out RBI opportunity for Morganson. They play Morganson slightly to go the other way. Line drive, right field, that's a base hit. Cooper scores. Here comes Hellman. Here comes the throw. It's over the head of everybody. Moving up to second base is Morganson. And it's 4-0. And now, with 2 RBIs, Bobby Morganson has just tied Caden Doge for the single season RBI record. And Matt Golbeck's going to go to the mound and have a chat with his pitcher. So Morganson with an RBI single through the right side. Hellman and Cooper both score. Morganson takes second on the throw. Hutchinson leads it 4-0 now. So 2 hits for Morganson. Get this tweet out real quick. And the meeting is over. Action begins in the KCK bullpen. It's a right-hander. So 4-0 Blue Dragons. 2 out RBI single by Morganson, followed up by, we're here in the fourth. Brady Hoover had a 1 out, 2-run single in the third. Now Nolan Hackle, the batter. 0 for 1 as Hackey takes strike 1. Hack walked in the first to load the bases, and then he had a fly out to Easton Fortuna in shallow right field. The appeal, and Hack checks his swing, and it's 1-1. Hack had 1 RBI last week against Labette. So the Dragons produce again with 2 outs in the postseason. That's now 13 2-out RBIs. Line drive, left center field. That's down for a hit, and it's going to split the gap and go all the way to the wall. Morganson scores easily. Hackle puts his head down, headed for third. And he's going to make it without a throw. It's 5-0 Hutchinson. Nolan Hackle with triple number 5 to tie Michael Hellman for the team lead. RBI 39. It's a 3-run inning and a 5-run lead, or 5-0 lead for Hutchinson. Another 2-out RBI. 5-0 Blue Dragons. And Brady Hoover, who got the scoring parade started, steps back in. Called strike. The pitch. Down low for a ball, 1-1. Foul tipped into the glove of North, and now it's 1-2. The pitch, way high, 2-2. So the Dragons, after missing some opportunities in the first inning, are coming back strong. That pitch down low. And it's a full count to Hoove. Hoover now with 45 RBIs. He has 53 total hits. The pitch. Fouled off to the right. Dragons have won 3 Region 6 championships in team history. This program started in 1975. They won it in 75. Didn't go to the World Series because they had to go to a by-district game. Who fouls that one off as Pearl now reaches 97 total pitches with 2 outs into the 4th inning. 2005, they finally broke through to get to Grand Junction with that memorable team with so much local talent on it, including Andy Dirks, Luke Nacarado, Zach Kavarna. The pitch. 3rd straight payoff pitch. Who fouls off? He stays alive. Again, I'll never get tired of talking about the 2010 team. Team that just would never die. The pitch. Ground ball right side. First baseman knocks it down. He flips to Pearl covering and the inning is over. But another big turn for the Dragons. Hutchinson comes up with 3 runs on 3 hits. They've left 1. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning here at Lawrence-Dumont Stadium. 5-0 Blue Dragons lead. Three scoreless innings for Nolan Hoffman. He's been staked to a 5-run lead through 3.5 innings. And Hoff will have to navigate 3, 4, and 5 here in the KCK 4th. Here's the first baseman, Alex Phillips. Phillips grounded out to Brady Hoover his first time up and swings over the top of a changeup from Hoffman to start the inning. 34 pitches, 25 strikes for Nolan Hoffman. The wind in the pitch. Slice foul, 0-2. Looks like Hoff has made the decision to use the fastball a lot more than he has most of the season. 0-2. That pitch misses way high, 1-2. We noticed it after the first inning last week against Labette. 1-2 pitch. Tried the changeup and missed, and it's 2-2. Hoff into the wind. Ground ball left side, and it's going to sneak in between Doge and Cooper for a base hit. Wasn't a bad location. Phillips, one of the best hitters in the nation, just found a way to get the barrel of the bat on it just enough to sneak it through. It's a leadoff single to start the fourth, the first time the Devils have had their leadoff man aboard. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Rory Combs. He took a called third to end the first inning. Hoffman out of the stretch, chopper up the middle. Hellman gets to it, flips to Cooper for one. On to first, that's a double play. Dragons turn their first one of the evening. 4-6-3, and that erases the leadoff single. Now I'll bring up Chase Reddick, the right fielder, who grounded out to Cooper his first time up. Ball one. The Dragons turning their 33rd double play of the year. The pitch. Strike at the knees, 1-1. It's going to look different next year, not seeing Michael Hellman at second and Shane Cooper at short. A very veteran infield. Hoff misses high with the fastball, and it's 2-1 to Reddick. The pitch. Chopped along third, fielded by a short hop. That's going to be an error on Caden Doge. First error by the Dragons. Now Eastern Fortuna. Fortuna grounded out to Doge, and that was a great stop by him. That was that high chopper towards short that Doge cut off and made a strong throw to Hoover at first. There's a strike. That's a tough error on Caden, but it's still an error. When you looked, when he fielded the ball, Reddick was not even a quarter of the way down the line. He either got a bad jump out of the box. There's a swing and a tap foul, it's 0-2. So it was a tough error on a short hop. And he still, if he fields it clean, he still has plenty of time to throw Reddick out. Simply the play wasn't made. Here's the 0-2 from Hoffman. Taking a little snap throw to first. Back in safely is Reddick. We have seen some very loose base running in the first two games of this tournament. Barton really struggled on the bases today, getting 3 runners dumped on base on just mental mistakes. The pitch, slice foul. Saw a runner get picked off at first, a snap throw from the catcher. We saw another base runner cut down at third on a ball hit to the shortstop right in front of him. And then how the Fort Scott Cali game ended. Tell you about that after this pitch. Pulled foul. Fort Scott had the tying run at second base, runners at second and third with 2 outs. Excuse me, with 1 out. There's a high chopper to the right side. Not sure why the runner at third didn't break, but they threw the runner out at first, and the runner at second was almost all the way to the bag at third and turned into an inning-ending and game-ending double play. Ball hit well to center. Hackle, though, to his left. He's got it measured, and the inning is over. So Hoffman works around the two-out error, and we've completed 4 at Lawrence-Dumont Stadium. The Blue Dragons 5 and the Blue Devils nothing. Matt Goldback goes to the bullpen and brings in a familiar name to Hutchinson Monarch fans, Corey Cowan. Comes out of the bullpen to take over for Jacob Perlow, who goes 4 innings and gives up 5 runs. He gets Caden Doge to start the top of the 5th. Big swing by Caden. In fact, it's Monarch versus Monarch in this at bat. Corey Cowan out of Merriam, Kansas, 6'3", 225-pound sophomore. Doge slices that one foul. He's in the count, or down in the count, 0-2. Caden has flown out twice to right field. Cowan steps off. Cowan on for the 13th time, making only his 2nd relief appearance. Pitch misses upstairs. Cowan 5-0 with a 3.3 ERA. 60 innings pitched for Cowan. 44 hits, 30 runs, 22 earned. He has struck out 56 and walked 30. Chopped along third. Fielded deep by Green to throw to first in time. And Doge is beaten by a step. He's 0 for 3, and there's one out here in the 5th for the designated hitter, Wyatt Divis. Pearl goes 4 innings for KCK, allows 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 of those earned. He struck out 3 and walked 5 and threw 99 pitches over his 4 innings of work. So here's Divis, who's 0 for 2, and he takes a strike from Cowan. Lefty-righty matchup. The pitch to Div. There's a strike. And it bears repeating. On March 18th, Wyatt Divis was hitting .215. Over his last 26, hitting .568. It was a swing and a miss for a strikeout. Divis 0 for 2, and there's 2 down here in the Dragon 5th for catcher Scott Wolverton, who struck out twice himself. So,
Catcher number 32, Scott Wolverton.
Divis 0 for 3 and trying to attempt to run his hitting streak to a season high 12 games. Wolverton swings and misses. 8 pitches, 7 strikes for Cowan. He's coming in and doing exactly what he needs to do for the Blue Devils and keep this at a 5-run deficit. Strike 2. Wolverton has been getting been platooning with Garrett Stevens. Been seeing a majority of the action over the last month pitching the dirt. Partially that is because Garrett Stevens has been injured himself. Back night, Wolverton was hit in the face and taken to the hospital in Great Bend. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Garrett Stevens was injured and shouldn't have played but had to. Dragons go in order in the 5th, halfway through here in this Region 6 opener. It's the Blue Dragons 5 and the Blue Devils nothing. Welcome back to Lawrence-Dumont Stadium, everybody. Steve Carpenter with you. Nathan Lyde running the stream for us this evening. The throw goes down. Halfway through, Hutchinson leads KCK 5-0 in this Region 6 tournament opener. The winner gets the Johnson County Dodge City winner tomorrow night at 7 p.m. The loser will face the Johnson Dodge loser at 1. And the Dragons trying to get a little bit of redemption for last year. Schumacher, Green and North, the bottom 30 order against Nolan Hoffman. And he starts outside ball 1. Josh Schumacher, 0 for 1. He flew out to Bobby Morganson in the first. That was just Nolan Hoffman's 50th pitch. Pitch number 51's a strike. Wine in the pitch in the dirt, and it's 2-1. Tried the changeup. Ball lifted foul off to the left. Depending on who you talk to, and there are so many scouts out there throwing out information about the MLB player entry draft coming up next month. Somehow Nolan Hoffman projected to be a top 15 round type draft pick. The pitch just missed, and it's a full count to Schumacher. It's a top 15 rounds. I mean, somewhere in the opening 15 rounds, not the opening 15 picks. Ground ball up the middle. Hellman will knock it down, but that'll be an infield single. So Schumacher gets KCK's 3rd hit for the 2nd straight inning. The Devils get their leadoff man aboard, and that'll be the 3rd baseman, Brendan Green. Green grounded out to Shane Cooper his first time up. Dragons rolled a 4-6-3 double play in the last inning when Hoffman allowed an infield hit. Green takes the fastball for strike one. The pitch. High pop right field. Brock Schaefer looking into the sun. He's got it for out number one. Right now, and as the evening wears on, the right side of the field here at Lawrence-Dumont will become more and more impacted by the setting sun. We've seen that sun and these high skies here at Lawrence-Dumont over the years affect balls like that. Here's the catcher, Adam North. He was hit by a pitch, his only plate appearance of the evening against Hoffman. Here's a strike at the knees. Here's the wind in the pitch. Strike two. The opening round here in Wichita has not been real favorable to the Blue Dragons since winning it in 2010. In fact, that was the last time Hutchinson has won an opening round game here at Lawrence-Dumont. Easy toss over to first. Nothing doing with Schumacher. It's kind of spooky to think about. Pitch. Good show pitch outside, and it's 1-2. Dragons, after winning it in 2010, did not make it in 11 or 12, and that was in the other format, the 4-4-team sub-regionals. The pitch. In on the hands, fouled back, and Hoffman stays alive at 1-2. Got some oohs and ahs from the crowd. May have came off the netting and fell into the crowd kind of awkwardly. Everybody appears to be okay. Hoffman comes set, checks the runner. Now the 1-2. Ground ball left side. It's a hopper off of Doge's glove and into left field. That'd be another error on Caden Doge. Second error by the Dragons. Each team has two. Now it's back to the top of the order, and Albert Woodard. So the KCK mounting a threat. A single and an error. Chances are you're not going to double up Woodard as fast as he is. So Hoff needs to bear down here. There's a strike. Blue Dragons went 3 years after winning the Region 6 tournament in 2010. They didn't get to Wichita. 11-12. And then in Ryan Schmidt's first season, they had traveled to Coffeyville and were swept by the Red Ravens. 2014, they got here. Went 1-2, losing the first round game. The time is called, and the pitch is thrown behind Woodard. And that's as much on home plate umpire Corey Funk calling time as Hoffman was starting into the windup. Fortunately, Hoff had the foresight to throw it way wide, but then Woodard almost walked right into it. So, that near unfortunate circumstance had as much to do with the umpiring as any one of the players involved. The pitch. That's a ball. And it's 1-1. Perhaps momentum swing coming here. Hutch with a 5-0 lead, bottom of the fifth. Devils have 2 on and 1 out. In the top of the order at the plate, and Albert Woodard. The pitch. Right through there, and it's 1-2. 2015. The Blue Dragons were upset at Hobart Detter Field by Fort Scott. Didn't get here. Of course, they went 1-2 last year after defeating Independence in 3 games at Detter. Here's the 1-2 to Woodard from Hoffman. And time was called. This time, Nolan was not into the windup, or into the motion, excuse me. Now everybody resets. Woodard way up on the plate. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball right side. Hellman fields and will get the only out at first. That will be the only play. So now it's runners at second and third, 2 away for Tyler Pittman. Woodard 0 for 3. Schumacher moves to third, North to second. Pittman 1 for 2. Singled in the first. Now Ryan Schmidt is going to trot out and just check on Noah Hoffman, talk strategy. Really, you got first base open, but it's pick your poison here. You can pitch to Pittman with 2 on and 2 out, or you can pitch around Pittman and pitch to Alex Phillips with bases loaded and 2 out. Pittman's a .398 hitter with 36 RBIs. Phillips is a .421 hitter with 71 RBIs. So it's kind of pick your poison. You can be cautious with Pittman with the base unoccupied at first. Meeting is over. Scott Wolverton and Nolan still going over some things now. Everybody breaks and we'll get back to it. So we'll see what the Blue Dragons do here. 5-0 Hutch. Second and third, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Hoffman's pitch. He went around on a changeup. Nice pitch from Nolan, and it's 0-1. Hoffman checks the runners and now delivers. Right through there for strike 2. Just got a humorous text from my oldest daughter who works for the University of Nebraska Sports Information Department as a photographer. First pitch of the game, and she nearly gets hit with a foul ball in the photo bay up at Haymarket Park in Lincoln. The pitch in the dirt. Wolverton blocks it. That keeps the runners putting it to 1-2. Hop's pace of strikeouts his last few outings has diminished, but he's almost been a stronger pitcher throwing to contact. The 1-2 to Pittman upcoming. Here it is. Ground ball on third, short hop. It's bobbled again by Doge. A run will score. And it's now 5-1 on another third error of the game by Caden Doge. Again, a tough play, but it's a play that's got to be made. No RBI, and the run is unearned. But the Dragons commit their third error of the game, and the innings extended for Alex Phillips. Phillips is 1 for 2. He singled the lead off the 4th, but was then erased on the Combs double play. Hoffman still good with the pitch count at 70. He's making the pitches. Lifted to center field, but Hackle has it measured. Now in a few steps, he's got it, and the inning is over. So the leadoff single scores, but it takes a couple errors to do so. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors, and 2 left on. We've completed 5 here in Wichita. Our new score, Hutchinson 5 and KCK 1. Dragons face Corey Cowan for the second inning. Hutchinson's lead dwindles to 4 at 5-1. And this is the type of game where you want to keep adding on. Hutch with 2 runs in the third on a 2-run single by Brady Hoover. A 2-out, 2-run single by Bobby Morganson, then an RBI 2-out triple by Nolan Hackle. Produced a 3-run fourth inning. KCK with a unearned run in the bottom of the fifth, and that's where we are. It's Schaefer in the top of the order, and Brock Schaefer bunts one foul. Brock doubled in the fifth, was cut down at the plate as the Dragons tried a safety squeeze. Brock's double was a hustle double to left center field. Tries to take a shot that way again and fouls it off, and he's in an 0-2 count to Cowan. He's come in and just pounded the zone, throwing hard. Not wasting much time. Cowan into the line, the 0-2. High and away for ball one. Schaefer over the last third of the season has gotten a lot more time in right field. The pitch, called strike 3. That is now 3 consecutive strikeouts for Corey Cowan. Now he'll do battle with the top of the order in Shane Cooper, who's been on base all 3 times. A single, an error, and a walk, and he scored 2 runs. And Shane Cooper now 173 career hits. That's second only behind Michael Hellman. Cowan misses with the changeup low for ball one. Jacob Pearl went 4 for the Devils. High chopper up the middle behind the base. Fortuna gets it, and he throws Cooper out. That's 5 in a row retired by Corey Cowan. Fortuna was played up the middle, so it wasn't a difficult play in terms of getting to it. He made a good, strong, long throw, though, to get to Speedy Cooper. And now Michael Hellman bats, looking for his first hit. 0 for 2, reached on an error, walked, reached on a fielder's choice, and has scored 2 runs. Little looper in the left center field. Coming on is the left fielder, Schumacher. He's got it. And the Dragons have an extremely quick 1, 2, 3, 6. 6 in a row retired by Corey Cowan. Still work to be done. 5.5 in the books here at Lawrence-Dumont. Hutchinson 5 and KCK 1. In the grand scheme of things, you sense this is a big inning for Blue Dragon sophomore Nolan Hoffman. 4 strong shutout innings. He gives up a leadoff single, 2 errors in the 5th. He has a 4-run lead at 5-1. He gets the middle third of the KCK order here in the bottom of the 6th. Rory Combs 0 for 2 has struck out looking and grounded into a double play, and Hoffman starts outside with his 72nd pitch of the game. Hoffman's pitching line, 3 hits, 1 unearned run. He's only struck out 1 but walked none. There's a strike. That's 1-1 to Combs. The pitch. Foul tipped at the plate, and it's 1-2. Hoff only had 6 strikeouts against Labette over 8 innings last week. And he is the career strikeout leader in Hutchinson baseball history. And there is a list of names on that list that are pretty impressive. The pitch. Taken outside, and it's 2-2. Former boss Randy Stang checking in. Always good to hear from Randy. The pitch. 2-2. Or check that, 3-2. One slice foul out of play. We'll do a full count. Pitch to Combs once again. Hoffman gets the sign from Wolverton. Now into the wind. Got him swinging one away. Second strikeout for Hoffman. Just challenged him with a fastball up, and he got him for the first out of the 6th.
Right fielder number 20, Chase Reddick.
Strike 1 to Chase Reddick. Reddick's 0 for 2, reached on an error in the 4th. The pitch. Change up, foul tipped at the plate, and it's 0-2. So Hoff so far has reestablished himself. That pitch just misses, and it's 1-2. That was the 81st pitcher, Nolan Hoffman. Here's the delivery. Ground ball left side, deep short. Cooper has it, sets his feet, and gets him. Another great play into the hole by Shane Cooper, and there's 2 away. Here's Easton Fortuna, the second baseman, 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly out. Five runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for Hutch. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors for Kansas City. Fortuna grounds one left side. Doge has it on a big hop, sets his feet, throws, and gets him. And it's a 1-2-3 6th inning for Nolan Hoffman, who does reestablish what he had started. We've completed 6 at Lawrence-Dumont. It is Hutchinson 5 and KCK 1. Bobby Morganson, Nolan Hackle, Brady Hoover, 3, 4, and 5 here in the Dragons' 7th. To face Corey Cowan, a Hutchinson Monarch from last year. Cowan has retired all 6 Dragons he's faced with 3 strikeouts. Bobby Morganson 2 for 2. One more RBI and he becomes Hutchinson's single season RBI record leader. He is currently tied with Caden Doge with 86. Pitch way outside, ball 1. It was Morganson's 2-run single that gave Hutchinson a 4-run lead in the 5th, and he scored on Nolan Hackle's triple to the left center field gap. There's a swing and a foul tip into the glove of North. I would love to see what Corey Cowan's reading on the gun. Because he's throwing some smoke right now at the Dragons. 1-1. There's a changeup for a strike, and it's 1-2 to Morganson. Again, this is only the 2nd relief appearance for Cowan this season. Don't know what to read into that, but obviously Matt Goldbeck knows his staff way better than I do. There's the pitch, high and away, 2-2. Ball gets loose out of the batting cages. Left fielder Josh Schumacher has to retrieve it. Now we'll get back to action. Tomorrow night before the 7 o'clock game, we're going to have a neat little ceremony. Called strike 3. Morganson down on strikes for the 2nd time. He's 2 for 4, and that is 7 in a row retired by Corey Cowan. Now Nolan Hackle. Hack 1 for 2 with a walk. Tripled in the 4th and drove in Hutchinson's 5th run. In fact, that triple is Hutchinson's last hit. They have 6. There's a strike. So Cowan doing his part of it. Keeping the Devils in the game. Cued off the end of the bat, foul, and very quickly it's 0-2 to Nolan Hackle. Hack wasn't able to play in this tournament last year. He was injured, missed the final third of the season. Pitch way outside, and it's 1-2. Hack, one of the real feel-good stories of the 2017 Blue Dragons, and there are a ton of them. Coming back from that injury and going through what he went in the April last year. Hard hit ball right side, and it's a 2-hit game for Nolan Hackle. He's looking at 2, but then he puts the brakes on wisely. That's the first hit surrendered by Corey Cowan. And now it's Brady Hoover with 1 on and 1 out. Hoove gave the Dragons a 2-0 lead with a bases loaded, 1 out, 2-run single in the 3rd. Hoove is 1 for 3. Uncle, as he is known by the team, one of the older kids on the team. Swings over the top of that. Cowan changeup, and it's 0-1. Brady's amazing in the fact that he can take a hack like that and not look good at all. On the very next pitch, he can smoke a single right up the middle. We've reached the 7 o'clock hour, still 70 degrees in downtown Wichita. This game started an hour and 10 minutes late because of the previous game going extra innings. Pitch high and tight to Hoover, and it's 1-1. In the history of this tournament, this is the 14th year that the Region 6 tournament has been played at Lawrence-Dumont Stadium. Hour and 10 minutes behind is nothing. There have been nights in the opening round I have been here till 4 a.m. The pitch. Strike on the outside corner, and it's 1-2 to Hoover. In fact, It was the 2005 opener against Allen, where at 2:10 a.m., Luke Nacarado drove in the walk-off single to start Hutchinson's 2005 road to a Region 6 championship. Ground ball left side and through for a base hit. Hack will stop at second. It's back-to-back two-out singles. Hoove now with 2 hits. Hutchinson with 8. And it's going to be another two-out opportunity for Caden Doge. Caden 0 for 3. He's been kind of a rough night. He's also committed 3 fielding errors. I just say this, Caden would just not allow the pressure that he's been putting on himself to get to him. We would see a tear like he got into the last half of last season that made him an All-American. Runners go on the pitch. It's in the dirt, and it's going to be a double steal for Hackle and Hoover. First 2 steals of the game for Hutchinson. So it's second and third with 1 out. I think I said earlier it was two outs. Hackle steals base number 10. And Hoover steals base number 3. There's a big cut and a miss on a pitch in the side, and it's 1-1. Caden, a very quiet personality off the field. Puts a lot of pressure on himself on. Infield in at all 4 positions for the Blue Devils, trying to keep this at a 4-run deficit. The pitch. 1-2 on that swing and miss. Caden, the Blue Dragons' career home run leader with 41 round trippers. Cowan's pitch. Ground ball through into left field for a base hit. Hackle scores to make it 6-1 as Caden Doge drives one through a drawn-in infield to drive in his 45th of the year. And it's 6-1 Blue Dragons. Hoover stops at third. Hackle scores. 3 consecutive 2-out hits. And now Wyatt Divis, who looks to extend his hitting streak to 11 games. He's 0 for 3. That's 3 2-out RBIs for Hutchinson. The Dragons are 2 for 8 with 2-out situations and 3 RBIs tonight. But in the postseason, that's now 14 2-out RBIs, and it's ball 1 to Wyatt Divis. The old saying goes that 2-out RBIs win you championships, and right now the Blue Dragons are in a very good groove with 2 outs, having a lot of quality at bats. The pitch. Big cut by Divis, and it's 1-1. It's almost like he's pressing a little too hard right now. Not sure who Ryan Schmidt's going to start tomorrow. It's either going to be Zach Moore or Wyatt Divis. Here's the pitch. High pop down the left field line into foul territory. The third baseman, Green, giving chase, and he can't come up with the over-the-shoulder catch. So new life for Divis. At 1-2. We have seen in this tournament already today 2 foul balls that were much easier than that dropped. For those teams, though, those errors did not come back to haunt their respective teams. Now the 1-2. Changeup misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dragons have scratched one across here in the 7th to regain their 5-run lead. 6-1 Hutch. Here's the pitch. Runner goes from first. And it'll be a stolen base for Doge. That's 3 stolen bases in the inning now. So 2nd and 3rd, 1 out for Divis and a full count upcoming. Caden Doge steals his 13th of the year. Infield back in for Matt Goldbeck's Blue Devils. Doge drove a ball through to score Nolan Hackle. Give Hutch a 6 friendly. The pitch to Divis. Chopper along first. Fielded fair, but it's going to score a run. And it's 7-1 Hutchinson. I'd said earlier that sometimes those balls stay fair down the line in just that instance, and we saw it right there. Alex Phillips fielded it fair, but Hoover had a great jump. He scored easily without a throw. Doge stayed at second. Now Scott Wolverton with a 2-out RBI opportunity. 2 runs in the inning, and the Dragons lead at 7-1. Wolverton 0 for 3. Pitch taken upstairs for a ball. Hutch looking for their first opening round win since 2010. Swing and a miss. That's a ball on a strike. I want to check that. Just something triggers me, and that just does not sound right. So I'm going to get my information out and make sure of that. I think the Dragons may have won, as I say it now, in 2014, that opening round. The pitch. High chopper up the middle, fielded by the shortstop, and Woodard throws Wolverton out to end the inning. A couple of 2-out RBI opportunities, an RBI single by Doge, an RBI ground out by Divis. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 left. Stretch time here at Lawrence-Dumont. Hutchinson 7 and KCK 1. Seven-1 Dragons through 6.5. KCK will have the last at bat in this one. Okay, I was right. Seward County was Hutchinson's first round opponent in 2014, and the Dragons did win 8-7, and they went on to lose to Cali and Johnson in back-to-back games. So it's only once since 2010 have the Dragons won an opening round game here. It is the bottom third of the order here in the 7th, and it's 2-0 count on Schumacher, Green, and North. 3-0. Here's the pitch. There's a strike, and it's 3-1. Hoff is yet to walk a batter. It's only the second time he's gone 3-0 to a batter tonight. Pull foul. So it's back to a full count to Schumacher. Ryan Schmidt in his 5th season. He won his 2nd Jayhawk West championship this year. Here's the payoff pitch. Ground ball. Big hop for Hellman at second. On to first in time. Nice job by Nolan Hoffman, recovering once again from a 3-0 count. And there's one out here in the KCK 7th for the third baseman, Brendan Green. Green 0 for 2. He's grounded out to short and flew out to right. Hoffman now through 6 1/3. First the pitch is lifted high to right field. Schaefer came in a step now back a few, and a few to his left. He's got it 2 away. Now 6 2/3 for Hoffman. 3 hits, 1 earned run. He struck out 2 and walked none. Here's Adam North, the catcher. He's been on base twice, hit by a pitch and reached on an error. And that plated KCK's lone run in the 5th, the unearned run allowed by Nolan Hoffman. Here's a strike. Randy Stang also confirming that, well, it doesn't happen often. I misfired on a stat on that losing streak in the opening round. Hoff misses low and away for a ball, and it's 1-1. Winner of this game gets the Johnson Dodge winner tomorrow night at 7. Good fastball from Hoff, just missed wide, and it's 2-1. The pitch. Down low for a ball. Now Hoff starting to work behind batters a little bit. That's usually a sign his legs are starting to break down. Bullpen still quiet for the Dragons. Oh, I take that back. There is action in the pen. There's a ground ball up the middle. Coop gets to it, sets his feet, and throws, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Nolan Hoffman. He's worked behind in the inning, but he got out of it. 1-2-3, 7th. We head to the 8th. 7-1 Hutchinson. Brock Schaefer the lead off the top of the 8th for Hutchinson. It's Schaefer, Cooper, Hellman, 9-1 and 2. Hutch leads 7-1. Steve Carpenter with you. Nathan Light on the camera this evening. So far, so good for Hutch. Ball 1 to Brock, who is 1 for 3. He doubled in the 4th. Pitch taken upstairs, and it's 2-0. Schaefer tries one for left and slices it foul. The pitch. Here's a strike, and it's 2-2. Brock out of Andover, just down the road, just down Kellogg. Cowan into the wind. Got him swinging the pitches in the dirt. North will have to throw down to first to complete the strikeout. And there's one away here in the Dragon 8th. Cowan back out for his 4th full inning. He strikes out his 5th. That's 10 Dragon strikeouts in the game. Pearl struck out 5. Now Shane Cooper bats for the 5th time in the game. 1 for 3, 2 runs scored. He's been on base 3 times. First pitch hacking and is fouled off to the right. Hard hit ball. Nice stop by Brendan Green, the third baseman. Wide throw, but Phillips keeps the bag anyway. Lost it for a second and recovered. And it's 2 away for Michael Hellman. Hellman trying to extend his hitting streak to 10 games. He's hitless so far. 0 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Here's a strike from Cowan. Another Monarch matchup from last year. The pitch. Foul back, and it's 0-2. Pitch just missed. Hellman has just had a phenomenal sophomore year. The pitch slice foul into the stands. Computer was giving me fits, but now we're back up and running. Amazing I used to do this with all by hand. 1-2 pitch. Off the plate wide, 2-2 to Hellman. Dragons bidding for their 46th win, which would break a tie. Tap foul with the 2000 team. They won 45 in 2000. The Dragons currently 45 and 11. The 2002 team has set the win standard with 47. The line of the pitch. Round ball left side. Woodard fields it on a big hop and throws Hellman out. And the Dragons go down in order in the 8th. 6 big outs to go. After 7.5, it's Hutchinson 7 and Kansas City 1. Nolan Hoffman back out for the 8th inning. He went 8 innings against Labette last week. He gets the top of the order here in the bottom of the 8th. Hutchinson leading 7-1, Woodard, Pittman, and Phillips. Albert Woodard is 0 for 3. Line drive left field. Morganson coming on. He plays it on a short hop. And then it's just the 4th hit allowed by Nolan Hoffman, who's now up to 95 pitches, and that will once again get the Dragons bullpen up and going. David Tudhope, who was throwing last inning, is back up again. Here's Tyler Pittman, the center fielder. 1 for 3 Pittman. He singled in the first. Now time calls. The ball gets loose out of the pen. Dragons with 2 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, and 2 in the 7th. KCK with an unearned run in the 5th. Hoffman's pitch. Curveball for a strike. 7 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for Hutchinson. 1 run, 4 hits, 2 errors for Kansas City. The Dragons have stranded 5. Dragons have stranded 7. KCK has left 5 on base. There's a bunt foul by Pittman. He was not bunting the sacrifice. He was looking for a hit. Right now, KCK only has 6 outs of life remaining in this one, and they need all the base runners they can get. Dragons have turned 1 double play today. Hoffman's pitch. Called strike 3. Got Pittman looking for something, gave him something else. Only the 3rd strikeout for Nolan Hoffman. 1 away here in the 8th for first baseman Alex Phillips. Phillips 1 for 3. We'll have to center his last time up. He led off the 4th inning with a base hit. And Phillips coming into the afternoon, a .421 batter. Hoffman's pitch. Misses outside, ball 1. Next pitch for Nolan Hoffman will be number 100. David Tudhope should be ready in the Dragon pen. Again, he was up last inning. Off the plate a little bit wide, 2-1. Hoffman in the 7th worked behind every batter he faced, but retired the Blue Devils in order. Woodard, good speed at first base. Right now, a stolen base, fairly inconsequential. Strike on the inside corner, it's 2-1. KCK with 99 stolen bases for the year. Woodard is 25 for 28. Brady Hoover holds him on. The pitch. Just missed wide, 3-1. The Shadows Now starting to stretch from the third base line out toward right. That's a strike from Hoffman. It's a full count. The party deck that sits along the third base side, that shadow has nearly reached the pitcher's mound. There's a break down the line, and it's all shade from there. But the shadow's getting longer as we move on in this one. Here's a payoff pitch, and on the hands, popped up to right. It's Brock Schaefer now into right center, makes the catch. They got a chance for a double play here, and they got it! No! Hoover's foot came off the base. The throw beat him. It was to the outfield side of the bag, and whose foot just came off the base. Woodard went on the pitch. So the Dragons nearly double off Woodard. And now it is Rory Combs, the designated hitter. First pitch swinging, foul back, out of play. Another update from Lincoln. My daughter has now been nearly hit 3 times by Michigan State batters at Haymarket Park in Lincoln. She's got the right idea, though. She said if the camera doesn't get hit, she's fine. Stephanie, a former softball player, is used to wearing pitches. Here's the 0-1. Outside, 1-1. I've said it before this year about Nolan Hoffman and been wrong. Said we'd likely see him for the last inning. Then we see him again the next. He's up to 106. Outside, 2-1. At 107, my hunch says if he gets out of this with little or no damage, we will not see him in the 9th. But again, this is the postseason and anything goes. Strike inside corner at the knees, and it's 2-2. Nolan has really located well on the inner half against the lefties today, especially with that fastball. Scoreboard has 3-2. It's only 2-2. Hoffman comes set in the stretch, checks the runner at first, and now delivers a 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging, and the inning is over. Change up on the outer half. Combs chased it, and Nolan Hoffman works around the leadoff single. We head to the 9th, 7-1 Blue Dragons. Blue Dragons come up in the 9th inning. KCK will get the last at bat, but they lead the Blue Devils 7-1. As the Dragons go after only their second opening round Region 6 win since 2010. Nolan Hoffman has worked 8 strong innings, allowed only 4 hits and 1 unearned run. Bobby Morganson, Nolan Hackle, Brady Hoover due up against Corey Cowan here in the top of the 9th. Dragons 3 outs away from moving into the 7 p.m. winners bracket semifinal tomorrow night here at Lawrence-Dumont. And if that happens, we expect a huge crowd down from the Salt City Graduation going on tonight. The numbers are a bit limited in the stands for Hutchinson. Bobby Morganson takes ball 1. Morganson has 2 for 4, 2 singles and 2 strikeouts. Pitch bounces in and it's 2-0. And that caught home plate umpire Corey Funk. And catcher Adam North's going to give him a few moments. Bobby checks on the well-being of our home plate umpire. He's got a smile. He's yakking with third base umpire Doug Thrasher, and everything appears to be okay. Bobby Morganson with that 2-run single in the 4th tied Caden Doge for the single season Blue Dragon RBI record. He now has 86. Caden had 86 last year. That pitch fouled off the foot of Morganson, and it's 2-1. Haven't been any home runs today. The only one close was McKay Williams, Fort Scott's 9-hole hitter, that pulled one just foul down the right field line. And had he kept it fair, that would have been a walk-off in the bottom of the 9th inning for a huge upset against Cowley. But Fort Scott couldn't score any more than the 2 they got. There's a strike to Morganson, and it's 2-2. And wound up losing 7-5 in 10 innings. Neosho County beat Barton in the early game today, 5-2. Coming up after this one, Johnson County and Dodge City will wrap up day number 1. Morganson takes time. Count is 2-2. They're getting the count correct. Scoreboard wrong. Now we have it correct. Bobby's very conscientious that way. He knows the count. Very heady player out of Omaha Creighton Prep. Count went into the line. Here's the 2-2 to Morganson, and it's low for a full count. Cowan has thrown 63 pitches now. He came in to start the 5th, and he's only given up 2 runs in the 7th. But they were important runs as the Dragons not only regained its 5-run lead, but then they pushed it to 6. Caden Doge had a single through a drawn-in infield, and Wyatt Divis had an RBI ground out. Dragons left them loaded in the 1st, and you were beginning to wonder, was it going to be one of those nights? Jam shot by Cowan, and Morganson fights it off. It remains 3-2 to the Dragon left fielder. But then you kind of felt a little more at ease when Brady Hoover singled with 1 out in the 3rd, drove in 2 runs. High ball 4, nice at bat by Bobby Morganson to draw a leadoff walk. Morganson on base for the 3rd time, and now Nolan Hackle has a 2-hit game working. RBI triple in the 4th. He singled again in the 7th, driven in 1, scored 1. He's been on base 3 times, walking in the 1st. Hackle now tied for the team lead in triples with 5 with Michael Hellman. That pitch bounces in. Bobby Morganson stays put. For a long time, until the city of Wichita moved the celebration, this tournament was always held in conjunction with Riverfest. Hack shows bunt and takes a strike. Count at 1-1. It was always a happening time here during the first 3 days. Carnival going off into the parking lot. All the Saturday river activities we could witness from Lawrence-Dumont here. Fireworks show on Friday night. Little squibber off the end of the bat along 3rd, fielded by the 3rd baseman. Only play will be to 1st. Hackle makes it close, but he's retired for the 1st out as Bobby Morganson moves up to 2nd base. Nolan Hackle now 2 for 4. Here's Brady Hoover. Hoove working on a 3-hit game, 2 singles and 4 trips. Back in that 2005 Region 6 tournament, They were setting up for the fireworks show outside over the left field fence near the Metropolitan Baptist Church. Pitch inside. Blue Dragons' Andy Dirks hit a home run, and somebody accidentally lit off a couple of the big booming fireworks. You couldn't have timed it any better, but nobody was ready for it, and it scared the heck out of everybody. I'm sure Randy Stang remembers that one. Here's the pitch. Who swings over the top of that? Cowan change up, and it's 1-1. 14th year this tournament's been held at Lawrence-Dumont. So long give me here one more year before this place is torn down for a new stadium. The city of Wichita just okayed a bunch of star bonds for that. Tapper, foul. Region 6 knows that they will be back here next year, but beyond that, while this place is under demolition and then construction of the new stadium, where this tournament ends up is under some question. Wichita State is an option. Obviously, moving is an option, and changing the format as we know it is an option. I don't think anybody's in favor of that. 1-2 pitch, slider in the dirt, and it's 2-2. Region 6 tournament has been under many format changes over the years. When I got here, it was a 6-team West sub-region, a 6-team East sub-region, and this was in the mid-90s, to clarify, when I came to Hutchinson. Here's a 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. There's 2 away. Brady chased one out of the zone. That's now 6 strikeouts for Cowan. 11 Blue Dragons have fanned, and now it's a 2-out opportunity for Caden Doge. So there were 2 6-team sub-regions, and the 2 winners met in a best-of-3 final. And the site alternated between East and West every year. Here's the pitch. Doge hits one down the right field line, hooking into the Dragon bullpen, and it will barely reach the seats near the Hard Rock Cafe. 1997, under John Berge, the Blue Dragons reached that final and pushed Cali to 3 games at Hobart Detter Field. That was the first of 2 consecutive national championships by the Cali Tigers in Grand Junction. And the Dragons were 1 game away from not even allowing the Tigers to get to Grand Junction. Till 2005, that's the closest the Dragons have ever been to Grand Junction. Doge hit with a pitch in the forearm. 2 on, 2 out here in the 9th for Wyatt Divis, who gets one last crack to extend his hitting streak. It's at 10. He is one of 7 different Dragons with hitting streaks of 10 or more. That in itself is an impressive number and tells you what kind of offensive team this Blue Dragon team has in 2017. Divis takes a shot toward the left field and fouls it off. Divis's last 6 doubles have all gone to the left center field gap. Center fielder Tyler Pittman shades him that way. And Josh Schumacher is way around toward the line. There's a big gap in left center. Usually when Wyatt's gone 0 for the day, that's where he tries to go, is in that left center field gap. Pitch in the dirt, knocked down by North. No advancement by the Dragon runners. The Dragons, or the Region 6 tournament for a couple of years, tried advancing 4 to the final, a double elimination tournament. That lasted a couple of years before the current format of 8 best-of-3 opening round series, and the 8 winners come here. Strike from Cowan, and it's 1-2 to Divis. For 3 years, 2010, 2011, and 2012, The region deviated from this format, went to 4 4-team subregions, and the 4 winners came to Wichita for a 4-team double elimination tournament. That was returned back to this format in 2013. That ball kicks away from North. Moving up to third on the wild pitch is Morganson. Doge up to second. So the Dragons have 2 more in scoring position with 2 outs. The Dragons have scored 5 runs with 2 outs. That 7th inning started with 2 out, nobody on. I'm sorry, 3 straight singles with 1 out. My apologies. The pitch. Shot foul off to the left again, and Davis stays alive at 2-2. Corey Cowan coming in the 5th inning has now reached 80 pitches. Jacob Pearl threw 99 in 4 innings. Dayton Lane, the Dragon closer, is in the pen. Ready to go for the bottom of the 9th. The pitch. And on the hands, foul past Ryan Schmidt in the third base coaching box. And it remains 2-2 to the Dragon designated hitter. The Dragons won Region 6 titles in both formats. That's coming to Wichita. I pitch way high, and it's a full count now to Divis. The Blue Dragons in 2010 trailed in every game in the regionals that they won, except for 1. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the inning is over. So Divis's hitting streak likely to come to an end. 12 Dragons have struck out in the game. But we go to the bottom of the 9th. Blue Dragons 7 and the Blue Devils 1. It's a packed house at the Sports Arena tonight. Estimated crowd of 5,000 in for commencement ceremonies for Hutchinson Community College. Several of the athletes walking tonight. Congratulations on your achievements. And thank you for your time here with the Blue Dragons. Here at Blue Dragon Baseball, 3 outs away from moving on to the winner's bracket semifinal. Steve Carpenter with you, Nathan Light on the camera. Nolan Hoffman back out for the 9th. He's going to try to complete it and get his first win here in Wichita. It's Reddick, Fortuna, and Schumacher, 5, 6, and 7. And it's strike 1 to Chase Reddick, who's 0 for 3. Hoffman threw 8 innings, 109 pitches, 4 hits, 1 unearned run, 4 strikeouts, no walks. That pitch just missed, and it's 1-1 to Reddick. Dayton Lane has sat down in the Dragon pen. Any trouble, he'll pop right back up. The 1-1 from Hoffman, low and in, 2-1 to Reddick. Dragons hold on. They'll play at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. We would love to see a huge crowd here at Lawrence-Dumont. The pitch. Ground to left side, high chopper fielded by Doge. Strong throw in time, 1 away here in the 9th. Reddick is 0 for 4, and that'll bring up second baseman Easton Fortuna. Fortuna 0 for 3, a couple of ground outs and a fly out to left field. Nolan Hoffman 2 outs away from career victory number 16. Pitch taken inside, ball 1. Here's the pitch. Over but low for a ball, 2-0. Went way inside, 3-0. Again, Hoff started to lose his command to a point in the 7th. Recovered. The pitch. And there for a strike. 4th time that Nolan Hoffman's worked a 3-ball count. Hasn't lost a batter yet. Ground ball fielded by Doge. Takes his time and throws, and there's 2 away. Last chance for the Devils. Left fielder Josh Schumacher. Schumacher 1 for 3, a leadoff single in the 5th, and he scored the lone run. Right now, Nolan Hoffman tied with Craig Reed, Sean Luke, and Kyle Simons with 15 career wins. Won 8 as a freshman. That pitch is a ball. Chance to match that mark with 1 more out. There's a strike, and it's 1-1 to Schumacher. Dragons would move in, the 2017 Dragons would move into second place all time in wins. Strike 2, and now the Devils are down to their final strike. Hoffman into the wind, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Wolverton tags him out, and the ball game is over. Complete game 4 hitter for Nolan Hoffman, and the Blue Dragons get only their 2nd opening round win since 2010 here in Wichita, defeating KCK by the score of 7-1. They now advance to the winners bracket semifinal tomorrow night against 7, and we'll get the Dodge City Johnson County winner. We'll total it up and wrap up night number 1 here in Wichita after this break. Dragons win 7-1. Welcome back to Lawrence-Dumont Stadium in Wichita. Steve Carpenter with you as the Blue Dragons complete step number 1 of the Region 6 tournament, defeating Kansas City, Kansas Community College by the score of 7-1. The Blue Dragons will now play tomorrow night at 7 p.m. against the Dodge City Johnson County winner. Kansas City will play tomorrow at 1 p.m. in an elimination game. It's the loser of the game upcoming. Let's get this wrapped up for night number 1. For the Blue Dragons, 7 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors, 9 left on base. For Kansas City, 1 run, 4 hits, 2 errors, 6 left on base. The winning pitcher, Nolan Hoffman, he improves to 8-1 and wins his 16th game overall in his career, which is 4th on the all-time Blue Dragon wins list. Jacob Pearl takes the loss. He drops to 8-3. Time of ball game, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Nolan Hoffman was impressive, giving up just an unearned run in the 5th inning. Blue Dragons got on the board after loading the bases in the first, coming up coming up empty. The Dragons get a 2-run single from Brady Hoover in the 3rd. That gave Hutch a 2-0 lead. In the 4th, Bobby Morganson drove in 2 with a single to make it 4-0, and also tied Caden Doge for Hutchinson's single-season RBI record with 86. Morganson then scored on a Nolan Hackle triple to make it 5-0. And KCK got an unearned run in the 5th, and the Dragons responded in the 7th with 3 consecutive hits and an RBI groundout. Caden Doge singled with the drawn-in infield to score Nolan Hackle to made it 6-1. And then Wyatt Divis with an RBI groundout made it 7-1. Nolan Hoffman tosses his 5th complete game of the year to improve to 8-1. 4 hits, 1 earned run. He struck out 5 and walked none. Hit 1 batter and threw 122 pitches. So Ryan Schmidt able to save the bullpen in this one, which is good news. So the Dragons get the win. They defeat KCK 7-1. And now it's on to the winner's bracket final tomorrow night against 7 o'clock against the winner of this game between number 14 Johnson County and Dodge City. We'll keep you updated on Twitter. Also, you can go to the JAC Conference website for updates. That's going to do it for night number 1 here on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. Again, congratulations to all the graduates who are walking at this very moment at the sports arena during commencement ceremonies. My thanks to Nathan Light for running the camera in the stream today. Very fine job. My thanks to you for joining us. We'll join you again tomorrow night. If everything stays on schedule, about 6:45, Denny Steckline will be joining me. Until then, Steve Carpenter from Lawrence-Dumont Stadium in Wichita. The final score in the opening night of the Region 6 tournament, the Blue Dragons 7, the Blue Devils 1. One step closer to Grand Junction for Hutchinson. Until tomorrow night, Steve Carpenter from Wichita. So long, everybody.